audibles on the line of scrimmage. You do everything you possibly can in a 2-minute drill here.
English, the lone setback behind it. He gained a yard, 2nd and 9. In the pocket, over the middle, caught by English, who turns and gains 6. It's 3rd down.
That's kind of like a pick play almost. They bring the tight end in motion underneath, and what happens, he clears out, and English, who lined up on the left that time, comes in the middle, fills in that time, and made the reception.
The flanker and Rhodes along with Dickinson. To the near side left. Cooper to the top of your picture. Johnson looking his way. Again the pass rush, and again down he goes. Knocked down at the 33-yard line. The sack causes him to lose a pair of yards, and Kevin Dean, the defensive end, the senior, led the pass rush. Troy State knew that UCF would be throwing, and for those down linemen, they can just put their ears back and come and get it.
All right, they went to the same play that they ran the play before, and what happened was there's a crossing pattern with the tight end and the halfback coming out. The linebacker, we don't see it here, is Ron Johnson dropping straight back. He's looking for English over the middle again. English gets tied up with the tight end and the linebacker, who does a good job of stopping that play. They've read it a couple times already, and they've seen it. They did a good job. Ron Johnson had nobody to go to, so he got sacked.
Now Johnson, it appears, there is some thought that Johnson may stay in the game, and on 4th and 6, deep in their own territory at the 33-yard line with 1:21 remaining in the first half, UCF may elect to go for it. What a gamble that would be, trailing 10-0.
Well, I don't second-guess coaches, but I don't believe he will. I mean, that's an iffy call. Right now, you're down 10-0, and you're still in this ball game, and I feel, but you never know. Coach McDowell's a gutsy guy. You know, he was under Bobby Bowden for a while, but they're going to punt for it, I believe.
There you go. Maybe the assistants had a question. I don't think that Gene McDowell did. Well, 10 men up. See if Troy State comes and tries to block Russ Salerno here. The snap, he'll get it away. He tumbles this one. And from his 33, losing the ball and then pouncing on it, William Covington falls on that loose ball. Took his eyes off of it, banged off his chest, and that would have been a huge turnover had UCF been able to recover. Following the 32-yard punt by Russ Salerno, a little bit off his average of 35 yards a kick of a season ago. 1:13 to go in this one. And if you're Larry Blakeney in your first game for Troy State, there's not much more that this team could have done to earn your approval than it has done in the first 2 periods. UCF out of timeouts in the first half. Troy State has but to kill the clock. And they'll hand it to the freshman fullback, Clint Foster, on their first snap as time begins to tick away. 60 seconds and counting.
This is typical Auburn-style football. This coach, Blakeney, was an assistant there 14 years. He was under Pat Dye most of those years there, and he knows what Pat Dye liked to do. This is the same thing Auburn did. They're doing here. You get a good lead, you get comfortable. Don't make a mistake. Just take your play, run the clock out, regroup for the second half.
Young under center a second time. He turns and carrying the ball, Randolph Lovejoy pounding the left side. That offensive line that Troy State puts onto the field, Gary, 4 seniors and a single sophomore.
Unbelievable experience. As I was talking about earlier, they have a lot of experience there.
That'll probably be the final play of the first half. Oh, high-fiving in that huddle, but let me tell you this, gentlemen, there are 2 quarters of football remaining, and that point will be re-emphasized to a UCF team which is about to have a visit I'd love to hear with its head football coach in Gene McDowell. A team that advanced to the 1AA playoffs last year, and UCF finds itself trailing a team that's in its first year of 1AA competition in Troy State by 10 at intermission. Your score at the half, Troy State 10 and UCF nothing. Our halftime show this evening will feature an interview with head coach Gene McDowell. We had an opportunity to visit on the University of Central Florida campus with him earlier this week. Mark Drury went over to chat with Coach McDowell. We'll share that with you in a little while. We'll have all the numbers from the first half as well. And In just a moment, Tom Peters will be chatting with Coach Gene McDowell before he steps into that night dressing room. All in all, though, the first 2 quarters have been a bit of a surprise. The turnovers, the penalties, uncharacteristic of UCF. And if you're a Knight fan, you're hoping that that will be adjusted at intermission and won't occur in the second quarter. Let's check in with Coach McDowell and Tom down on the field.
Coach, a tough first half of football. How did you see it?
I thought it was a good, tough, hard-nosed half of football myself. Good half. We fumbled the ball and gave them a field goal, you know, quarterback center exchange. We got to moving the ball a little bit there on our next to last possession, and then we gave it back to them on a quarterback center exchange. If we quit doing that, I think we'll be able to move the ball and get some points.
What's foremost on your mind as you enter the locker room?
Scoring points.
Sounds good to me. Good luck in the second half. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, he's got to get that goose egg off the board, get some points on it. Plenty of time, though, of course, for UCF. And, hey, at intermission coming up in just a moment, the Marching Knight Band to entertain us all. We're halfway through this one, and we'll be back on CB Sports in a moment.
Well, there ain't no place that I'd rather be. Ain't nobody do it better than you do for me. Give me those hot summer nights. When I get home, baby, it's rises. Hey, yo, HB. It could only happen here. 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 It can only happen here. HBO. Oh, look around. Everyone's got their own style. You got yours, I got mine. So I want to know my time. It can only happen here. HBO.
Toxic waste, third world stress, manatee, landfill mess. Uncle Sam, hooked on war, developer crimes, reactor core. Don't destroy our future.
Driving just 5 miles per hour slower than we usually do will save over 2 million gallons of gas a day and help keep America out of the red. Do your part. Drive smart.
7 miles northeast with the cardiac.
With an Air Force ROTC college scholarship, you can go as far as your talent and drive take you. Aim high, Air Force.
We welcome you back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. The opening game of the 1991 season. At the half, UCF trailing 10-0 to visiting Troy State. But down on the field where we take you now, a band that's a perfect 10 is entertaining and the Marching Knights of UCF.
I know everyone has those. Scarlet Ice. Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine have been one of the most popular groups in the 1980s and early 1990s. Watch out now as their rhythm is going to get you. And help the Marching Ice celebrate the 1991 football season with Celebrate.